Welcome back to my channel. Reading is always rewarding. Today, we finally arrive at the final chapter of China 2185. Now, let us witness the grand and philosophical dialogue on immortality between two supreme leaders of different eras. Chapter 1. The last few sentences contained errors due to a power outage. The Supreme Executor stood before the main control console, her gaze fixed on the data streams that had abruptly terminated. Her young face appeared unusually pale in the bluish-white glow of the screens. "Are their proofs still there?" she asked. The technician shook his head. "Only a small portion remains. Most was lost in the outage. I printed out some of it, but I can't understand it. It's the most complex mathematical deduction in human history, and also the most boring stuff." He paused. "My guess is that the final, complete collapse of the central network was because their massive proofs occupied all the memory." The technician looked up at her. "What are you thinking?" The Supreme Executor seemed to snap out of a reverie. Sorry. I want to speak with the founder of the Republic. Please let him see these things." The technician hesitated briefly, then nodded. "All right, go to Terminal 3, Chapter 2. "Hey, elderly one," she said, her voice very soft. "My mind is a complete mess right now. I really wanted to talk to you. You must have made mistakes in your thinking too, but it seems your mind was never in turmoil." The old man's voice came from the speaker, tinged with a hint of amusement. "A person's mind is always in turmoil sometimes, not like your machines. If they can calculate it, they calculate it. If they can't, they can't. They never get confused." The Supreme Executor was silent for a moment, then finally asked the question that had been weighing on her mind. "What do you think of that illegal nation inside our central computer network, and what they're doing?" The old man replied. "In that nation, the old guys are already dead." "Hey, was your celebration wine for nothing?" She gave a bitter smile. "We did celebrate the achievement of eternal life. We were overjoyed." "Eternal life," the old man said. "It's eternal death. You kids are fools when it comes to eternal death. Eternal life is eternal death." The Supreme Executor was stunned. "I really can be foolish," she said, lowering her head. "I've only lived 30 years. How smart can I be about matters of life and death?" "But philosophically speaking," the old man interrupted her. "Don't talk philosophy. Real philosophy is very simple, isn't it? Of course there's complex philosophy, the kind philosophers do. We just need the simple kind." He paused. "Oh, right. I heard you have a PhD in philosophy. That's trouble." She looked up, a glimmer of light in her eyes. "I like simple philosophy, too. It's very beautiful and charming. Philosophers nowadays always want to find complicated truths. They've made philosophy ugly. Can you use your simple philosophy to explain the relationship between eternal life and eternal death?" Chapter 3. The old man said, "Simple philosophy isn't mine. It's Marx. To live is to change. Eternal life is eternal change. In 100 years, you can change and still remain true to its essence. But if it goes on forever, eventually it will depart from its essence. It won't take forever, 10,000 years, and it'll inevitably depart from its essence." His voice was slow, but forceful. "Once it departs from its essence, doesn't its essence die? What lives is something new. Its essence cannot live forever. If it doesn't change, it's already dead." The Supreme Executor's eyes lit up. Brilliant," the old man continued. "Things that are meant to die can't live. Desperately trying to add more time to your life isn't as good as adding more life to your time. You have to know how to calculate that." He paused. "Culture is the same. A culture that lives forever is also eternally dead. Take this nation you lead. It's crammed full of 100-year-old folks. Where are the children supposed to be born? Never mind eternal life. At this rate not a single one will be born. If you pack the machines with a bunch of eternally dead old guys too, that'll really be something." His voice turned earnest. "Those 200-year-old folks, they fell for the eternal life trick too, even building a nation. They deserve criticism for that." The Supreme Executor was silent for a while, as she finally said, "I was worried you might want to use the power of the computer to rule again." The old man laughed. "That's a joke. I am 200 years behind the times. I might as well be eternally dead. She lifted her head, as if searching for the source of the voice. If you were the supreme executor now, what would you do? Chapter 4. The old man said, I have no right to speak on that. Every citizen has the right to speak, she said. The old man replied, your idea of the right to speak now is a bit different from ours back then. The supreme executor stood up and walked to the window. Outside was the nightscape of this era, not darkness, but a river of light woven from the lights of countless aircraft. She didn't turn around, but her voice came through clearly. I want to build another central computer network, as big as this one, or even bigger. Make it another living zone for this society. She turned around, facing the direction from which the voice came. This living zone would be completely independent, with no connection to the existing central network. The zone's sensors and peripherals would only be set up for communication with the outside world. They couldn't be used to control society outside the network. This computer network could use low-frequency, integrated circuits to synchronize the time state of a person's existence with the outside. She walked back to her seat, her voice growing firmer. This living zone wouldn't be limited by geographical space. It could be infinitely vast. Hundreds of millions, even billions, could live there and still have endless open plains. Since those 200-year-old grandpas and grandmas dislike us kids so much, since they can't adapt to this lively, jumping world, they'd surely be willing to live in that world. The old man's voice was silent, only the faint hum of current flowing through the air. In that world, they could still enjoy the nature of this world. They could smell flowers through sensors, hear birdsong, and go fishing in any small lake. More importantly, they could build a living environment they liked, one that completely matched their traditions and way of life. Her voice grew soft. For us kids, we could be as mischievous as we wanted then. We wouldn't be cramped together with billions of 200-year-old people. We'd have a vast, young environment. We'd make life as green as spring sprouts, turn this planet into a youthful planet, a childhood planet. She looked up. The river of light outside the window reflected in her eyes. What a beautiful era that would be. Eagles cleave the sky, fish glide in the shallows. All creatures vie for freedom under heaven. She laughed at herself. Don't laugh at me for being silly. This idea is a big vat of wine. I've been drinking it a lot lately, and now I am drunk again. Chapter 5. The old man's voice sounded, that sounds like poetry. But it's harder to do than climbing to heaven. Yes, the supreme executor nodded. It might take 100 years of effort to achieve. At first, people won't understand how vast the network world can be. They'll think we're depriving them of their right to exist. Maybe even connect it to certain policies. In Germany 300 years ago. But when we build a computer world as vast as the outside world, society will accept it. She paused, her voice growing even firmer. As early as the end of the 20th century, we had euthanasia laws that went further than this, just on a smaller scale, and this idea of a network society will completely change human social structure. She stood up and walked to the center of the room. This is a long, hard war against traditional ideas. The key is, we have to do it. Human lifespan is still extending. The era when not even one child can be born isn't far off. The world is aging. We have no way back, the old man said, upwards, to the sky. Climbing to the sky is hard, but you've already done it. Haven't you built cities on the moon? The supreme executor was momentarily stunned, then smiled. Thank you, my term is almost over. The time you've given me to do this silly thing is too short. She straightened her back. On her young face was a determination beyond her years. But others will carry on, because we have no choice. I believe we will all see the arrival of childhood. Chapter 6. On the high peak outside the base, dawn was breaking over the ancient land. A bluish-white morning light appeared at the horizon. Countless skybacks roared into the distance. People poured out of the buildings, running down the slopes to greet the rising sun. In the sky, a wide, endless river of fire meteors flowed across the heavens above the land of the year 2185. Those were ships, hope, the magnificent spectacle of an era migrating to another. The roar was a symphony of life, filling all of China.